introduce ourselves so that everybody knows what we're talking about. I go by Mama Aya, or Goddess Aya, Goddess Ephru, and our husband is Eligio Bishop. People know him as Nature Boy. That's what everyone knows him mostly as. Um, so when we talk about what we want to people to actually view us as or see us as, is that we have to remember that at the same time he's a human being. You know, a lot of people don't get to see his light and see what a good person that he really is. And you know, because he has this big light and he has this big message to share with the world, a lot of people don't like him, and they've made it a thing to go after him and everyone that is around him who agree in spreading this truth, and they just attack us. You know, if you go and research and put in his name or put in our names right now, you're going to see a bunch of hate. You're going to see a bunch of labels that don't represent who we truly are. We're not a cult. Right. You know, that and we time and time again we explain it to many different people, and you know, the sound intellectual minds, they get it. But for everyone who is, you know, like jumps on bandwagons and stuff like that, it's more easier for them to hate than to actually know more about who we are. And so, yeah, it is a shame because a lot of people during this time I have gotten to see how ugly people can be. You know, how ugly people can be in wishing something bad to happen to a person, you know. So I don't agree with it at all. Yeah.
So would you say that instead of being labeled like a cult, it's more maybe focusing on like the polygamy of the situation, that you guys are like in a polygamous kind of?
I would say that we always refer to it as a family. Because our husband, Eligio, he started off this journey by himself. Yeah. He was in a room. He decided and felt within himself that he wanted to partake on a spiritual journey and get more in tune with nature and come back to a more natural state as a human being and be a part of the ecosystem. And so he took it upon himself to kind of separate himself from the everyday life, the fast-paced life of society. And he pretty much just shared his whole journey online. And he would teach about the technologies of the body. He taught about grounding, the importance of connecting to the earth. He teaches about melanin, biology, quantum physics. These are just things that he taught on his social media platform. And people who would watch his videos would take an interest, and he inspired many people to also do the same thing. And some of these people actually asked, like, hey, can I come with you on your journey? Tell people, you know, these are the processes to take when you come into your natural state, because you can't just do a quick switch like that. You have to start by changing your diet, you know, having natural hair as women, taking the dye out of your hair, you know, it's the step-by-step process. And so other people decided that they wanted to take that process too. And he actually opened his home. He opened his doors to his home to people who, you know, said that they wanted to live the same way. And we always called it a family. He always called it a family. We all, what we say, family is frequency. The people who you grow up with, that might be your blood, but you might not get along with them. Sometimes, the friends that we were closer to the friends that we have than family because, just energy and chemistry. So we always, family frequency, the people who think like you, those are the people that you will be able to relate more to. Okay. And so since we, it is a big change coming from, the
traditional
society and coming back into nature. It is a big difference. And when you start tapping into certain um, parts of yourself, people that you used to hang around probably not going to get you no more. So he these people came into his home and it was just a family. And then something happened where this one young lady came. She was a European lady, and her family made it a big deal that she took that step for herself. And that's when the media started calling him a cult leader. That's where that came from.
Sunray or sunshine or
that's where it came from. We actually made a video. It's on our Instagram and YouTube and Nature Boy TV. And this Instagram is actually pinned. We made a video on how this isn't a cult. But he said, okay, if everybody's gonna keep calling me a cult, I'm just gonna say, okay, I'm a culture. I'm a culture. Like he made something positive.
And breaks it down because people start throwing these terms around and don't know what they actually mean. So he says, okay, if you're gonna call me a cult, I'm gonna look at what it means. And cult actually means cultivate or to grow something, and it's not in the light that people are making it seem. Like, we're Black, so we're not like these other weird
Jim whatever.
These other circumstances or whatever they have, Jim Jones and Jeffrey Dahmers and stuff like that. We're nowhere near that.
Charles Manson.
No, we're not nowhere near like that. We're just a bunch of people who think the same way that he did, and we did enter his personal life. That's how we're like, wait a minute. Everybody's saying that there's isolation and things like that. I don't understand how, because it's like they used that we lived far away from other people as a way to say that we were isolated. But you can't be that much isolated if everyone has their phone and their own social media accounts in which they can reach and talk to anybody whom they want to. It's not like some real life situations that I just read on the news where somebody was there was a group of people that this person had locked in the basement for several years without anything. It's not that type of situation.
Okay, so let's the court case, because I know that
hold on, y'all,
that is
one
really
second.
important to you guys in terms of a lot of people are trying to figure out how he got sentenced to life without parole plus 10 years. Understandably, the things that he was charged with. However, you guys feel as though, and, have compiled some information where, presenting where you feel that it was actually more in terms of like a malicious prosecution and feeling like they kind of just put him on trial, I guess, for all the stuff that he had.
Things.
Right.
Yeah, he was on trial for everything other than what the charges were. We were actually there, like, that night. And when you go and watch our testimonies, you will see that they asked us the main questions that they should have been asking, which was about that night. It wasn't as important to them. They only asked us about 2-3 questions tops about that night, and if that, you know, and so the other focus was surrounding the other things that they had, you know, cult and control and things like that, but not for the charges. If we take a look at the charges, you will see what the girl said. She said that they made love. She said that what she wanted was love from the family, and because she didn't get that, she wanted to go. She said that it felt fake, because he thought that all I wanted was dick, and but I really wanted love, and I didn't get that, so I wanted to go. Like, there, she describes the situation, and the state did not prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this actually happened. Like, they didn't prove it.
Yeah. What kind of evidence did they bring in to support did they have any like rape kits or anything like that?
No. They use their testimonies as evidence.
Right.
And so pretty much they used hearsay as evidence. When I was on the stand, I was explaining my side of the story, and the prosecution said objection, hearsay. I'm like, this whole case is hearsay.
Hearsay.
Yeah. So
yeah, they used all the videos they used were of his online character. That's it. And that's no way for justice to be ran, because we in a time where social media, you know, the Supreme Court just overturned the murder conviction recently because of social media and them using these videos to persuade a jury.
Y'all know he said that she said no, right?
Our case was not fair because
y'all know that he said she said no.
To try to
do y'all know that
case was about those allegations. You know, and when it was our turn to actually come in, you okay?
Sorry.
Wrong. Went down the wrong pipe.
Actually getting over a little cold. Can you hold on 1 second? I do apologize.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Uh-oh.
I reported technical problem.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can hear you.
I do apologize. As you can tell, I kicked over the whole thing.
It's okay.
Okay, give me 1 second. I do apologize.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I know that we talk about this a lot, but I feel like this is something that if any one of y'all were in this type of situation, I would think that y'all would want somebody to speak up for y'all if you couldn't at the time. Like, everybody needs everybody needs people to stand up for them when they don't have the ability to speak. You know, he doesn't have the ability to speak right now. So we just making sure that everybody is aware that he's innocent.
Yeah. And also that we continue to, as his wives, just continue to put out true information while all these false narratives are being spread.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not proving beyond a reasonable doubt that this,
Yeah.
And I just want to, also make a disclaimer in terms of these are sensitive topics, talking about, sexual assault and sexual violence, and in no way are we attempting to victim blame anybody or anything like that.
We're not. We wish the best for everyone in this situation. We don't hold any ill will or animosity towards anyone.
that lady keep getting up. Why she keep getting
Technical
up?
difficulties.
Yeah.
Excuse me, y'all. I had to burp. Every time I'm live, it don't matter what I'm doing. I always got a burp.
Freedom 3.
Girl, be quiet.
Okay. And so basically, you guys are in the process of finding the resources so that he can get an appeal.
Yes. Yeah.
And so where are you guys in that process, and what exactly does that look like?
Well, we know as much, like we follow up with a few lawyers and we get a few different answers from different people, but right now we're in the process of the motion for a new trial. Once we hear back from that, then we'll be able to make our next steps. But the actual goal is to actually secure a really good appeal lawyer now during this process, because we will need somebody to represent us for the motions. So yes.
Yeah, it's just sad, how they do Black men who have any type of knowledge, who have any type of leadership. I feel like this society always wants to attack the spirit of the Black man. And a lot of the times they do use the Black woman and her emotions to destroy the Black man and that spirit. It's
BRB,
And
y'all.
I feel like that's just what we're going through right now.
Yeah.
This case, I feel like that's what this has been about. And the detectives, the prosecution, everybody is just